Many women have been asking me, how can I find a rich nerd? Many women have been complaining to me that rich nerds don't approach them because apparently nerdy men don't know how to approach women or don't have enough experience. I just want to say that this is not true. I've had plenty of nerdy men approaching me. I'm going to share with you a few tricks that guarantee you to find them. Now, the first trick though is LinkedIn. And if you don't have it, you'll need to learn how to use it. But listen, this process is not that simple. I need you to listen carefully. I'll explain everything. But just know that this process isn't just going to involve you, making a LinkedIn account and just adding men as connections. It's not that simple. First thing, I want to add that LinkedIn is not a dating website like Tinder or OkCupid. It's also not an app where people will flirt with you like Instagram or Facebook. LinkedIn is a professional site where people can connect with others regarding careers or finding careers. If any of you women are working, you should already be on LinkedIn. And honestly, I'm pretty sure everyone around the world uses LinkedIn. So honestly, the tips I'm about to give you everyone should be able to use them. So when you guys create a LinkedIn profile, if you add in your university, for example, whether you went to university before or you still go to university, when you go to networks, it's going to show you a bunch of people who either still go to university or have been in the university that you've been in, which is great because if, for example, you go to a law school, now you're going to see a bunch of people who went to your law school and now they're patent attorneys, lawyers, paralegals, whatever it is that you're into. If you went to a medical school, now you're going to see a bunch of guys who also are already working as doctors, nurses, whatever you want, okay? If you add in your career, for example, let's pretend you add in and you're like a paralegal. So again, on your networks, it's going to show you people who are very similar. It's going to start showing you lawyers, patent attorneys, all of that stuff. Now, if you add in your career, for example, and let's pretend you're an engineer, let's pretend you're a software engineer. So you add that on there, now you're going to see a bunch of people who have similar professions. So you're going to see people in high tech, you're going to see different types of engineers, you're going to see high tech people, you're going to be seeing CEOs of high tech companies, managers of high tech companies, which again is really great because the whole goal is that LinkedIn is going to try to find you people around your area, in your country, in your city, so that you can connect with them based on careers. Now, this is going to be the part where most of you women are not going to like. It's going to be the part where most women are going to complain. And I'll be honest with you, I've had plenty of success with this. I even know plenty of women who had success with this. So this is why I'm even sharing it in the first place. And I really hope that it works out for you too. So when you go to your networks, and like I said before, it's most likely going to suggest to you men who have similar careers or go to university that you went to or still go to. Basically, what you have to do is you have to take a look at their job. And if you like the job they're doing and you like the way they look decent, go and find them on Facebook or Instagram. If you find them on Facebook, send him a friend request. And if you find him on Instagram, don't follow him. It's better to just like a photo or two. But you should always make sure before you do any of this is that you look at the photos and you see whether they're married or in a relationship. I personally don't agree with entertaining men who are in relationships or married. Other women don't care. So if you don't care, go do you. I don't care. But for me, I just prefer to save it. And I don't want to get embarrassed with, having his girlfriend messaging me saying, "Why are you liking my man's pictures?" You get what I mean? So choose whatever social media you look best in. Whichever social media has your best pictures. If it's Facebook, then do Facebook. If it's Instagram, then do Instagram. And if, for example, honestly, and again, for everyone it's different, but where I'm from and when I look through women, like the men there, a lot of the men that are on LinkedIn don't have Instagram. You get what I mean? Most of them are on Facebook and their Facebook is like business-wise. So usually I would just add them and they would talk to me through there. And these men will start a conversation with you first. Do not start a conversation with them. Again, we want the men to make the first move. So we give them the hint of, hey, maybe I'm interested, okay? So if it's Facebook, of course, you can't really like pictures and stuff. That looks weird. Fortunately, the way Facebook works and Instagram works is a bit different. So when it comes to Facebook, just send a friend request. When it comes to Instagram, just like a photo or two. Trust me, if you look good enough, because if he sees a friend request or if he sees likes, he's gonna want to see who's this girl liking my pictures or who's this girl sending me a friend request. If you look good enough for him to sleep with you, he'll make the first move. Another thing that you can do if you're not satisfied with the networks that LinkedIn is suggesting you, You can basically go to the search bar and just type in any job or job position. Let's pretend you just typed in CEO. Now it's basically first off, when you type in CEO, you can also decide what location you want to see. So you can, I don't know, let's pretend you live in New York, okay? So you typed in CEO, New York, and now it's going to show you a bunch of CEOs in New York. Literally. If you want to open up the search a bit, you can also write north of wherever you live. Maybe you live in a small country, so you can write north of whatever country you live in. It's basically going to show you a bunch of CEOs around you or wherever it is that you want to search. You can do the same thing when you search up engineers. It's going to show you a bunch of engineers. Lawyers, you can search up for a bunch of lawyers. I don't know, maybe you like real estate men. I don't suggest real estate men, but if you do, search them up. There's plenty of them on there as well. And yeah, you can honestly just even go a bit further. Maybe you want to try different cities. Every successful man should be on LinkedIn. It is one of the best sites to make connections, so use it to your advantage. And don't complain to me. If you have time to spend hours swiping on Tinder and OkCupid that is full of dusties, if you have time to spend days talking to some guy off Tinder just to find out he's a dusty, if you have time to be on Seeking talking to old men that later you ghost anyway, then you have time to go on LinkedIn. Personally, it made my life easier because on there I already see their professions. I already know what they make. And from there, I just do the work. And yes, I know women will scream, but men are the hunters. But how can he hunt for you when he doesn't even know that you exist? You need to put yourself out there instead of sitting on your bed thinking God will send you some rich prince when time is right. Time is passing. We have so many ways to find great men with all this technology, so why not use it? I've used this in the past and it always got me dates. Every time I added men, every time I liked their photo, I've always had plenty of men messaging me and asking me out on dates. It makes my life easier. I don't need to ask what they do for a living because I already know. It saves my time from being frustrated when, texting with some guy that I don't know and trying to figure out whether he's telling me the truth, whether he's lying. The chances of you finding a man that's lying about his career on LinkedIn is quite rare. Like, I have not even met a guy that lied on there, but listen, LinkedIn is full of serious people that are trying to make connections towards their career. Like, it is much better to try and find guys from LinkedIn than it is to be on Tinder, where a lot of men will lie to you about their living and about the money they make and about the jobs they have and their lifestyle and so on and so forth. When you have time, give LinkedIn a try. I really hope that this works out for you because this one was a success to me, and honestly, many women that I know use this strategy. They got in relationships with wealthy men, they even married men from there, but do not tell these men that you found them off LinkedIn, please. Don't. Tell them that they were unsuggested, make something up, pretend you thought you knew him. I don't care, but don't say LinkedIn. Another thing that I want to add is if you go to school or if you go to university, become friends with the nerds. Not only are they super interesting, but you'll be able to learn a lot. You'll be able to create better connections. Today's way of survival is money, and you need brains to make money. So hang around the people that make money. Hang around the people that know how to make money. Because you will learn a lot from it. You will gain a lot from it. And you'll be able to move on with that type of lifestyle. It's much better to hang around the people that know how to make money than to hang around the people who want to look like they make money but are really sitting on a minus. If you have a career, or you plan to get one, or you're a student in university, get on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. Even if you're in the medical field, law, psychology, nails and fashion, doesn't matter. Get on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has everything, and you need to connect with like-minded people. They will help you get a lot further. Make sure to connect with as many people as possible that have whatever niche that you're into or anything that you're interested in. Slowly, as you start learning how to use it, you will see its benefits. Another thing that you need to learn is how to use Meetup. Meetup is also an app, it's a website, and what Meetup does is basically creates a bunch of events where you can meet people in person, and it depends on where you live. For some people, it's over Zoom. But basically, yeah, if you can attend them in person, it's even better because plenty of nerdy men on there. Okay, there's so many different events about business and about health and about psychology and about everything, like even high tech and computer science and all these stuff. So whatever interests you. And honestly, you can even go to events that you have absolute no knowledge about. Like sometimes, okay, first off, not every course is like this. There are going to be some courses that say that they prefer you to have some level of knowledge. So if you see that, just don't go to it. And I'm assuming the reason why is probably because they don't want somebody asking questions every second. I don't know, but plenty of courses allow you to go and, plenty of events will allow you to come and just be a complete noob, like a complete newbie. I don't know. So basically, let's give an example. Let's pretend you're into business, you don't have a business, but you want to learn and you're just completely started. When you go to these meetings or these events, you'll meet a bunch of different people. You're going to meet people that are just like you, who are there to learn and know nothing. There are people who already have businesses, and there are people that come with plenty of experience because they've had a business for so many years. Not many women use this, which is too bad because plenty of successful men attend these events. And even before you attend the event, you can see the list of people that are attending it. Basically, whenever you say you're interested, or even before I think you say you're interested, there's like already a list of people. So if you're looking through the list and then you see like a guy that, or a few guys that you think look good and, look good enough to be, the right target, then why not go? I went to quite a few events on like Meetup, and I've met plenty of people that were super successful and just hooked me up with amazing advice. This helped me get a lot further in life. And on top of that, I even got a few dates out of this. It's not only beneficial for you, but you might even score a great friend or some connection, some great advice. And again, you might get a date out of it. Now, back to LinkedIn. If you watched my previous videos, you should already know, and you should already have, a good eye and be able to tell what man is worth talking to and getting to know and what man isn't. Not every man on LinkedIn is a generous guy with money. If you start creeping on him and you start seeing him posting pictures on, Facebook or Instagram, and he's flexing his muscles or doing these weird poses, and it looks like his pictures are so good that like he hires a photographer or something, they should already tell you that he's not the right target. Another thing that I guess I can add and suggest is going on dating sites that are religious. If you're a religious woman, there's plenty of religious sites for Christians, Muslims, Jews. I'm pretty sure there's Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm pretty sure there's sites for like every single religion out there. And I'm pretty sure that there's plenty of sites for cultures too. For example, for like if you're Indian or if you're Russian, etc. You get what I mean. There's plenty of sites that are more serious with marriage-minded people. Just because Tinder, OkCupid, and Bumble are the top used sites doesn't mean that you can't try something different. If you've been sitting on Tinder for years and you still meet crappy men on there, it's time to change your strategy and try something new. Listen, Tinder is great. I've met rich men on there, but it's super rare that I find one that's worth long term. I know there's exceptions. I know there's people getting married from Tinder, but I personally did not have luck on it. Like, I did not find a guy that I was like, yeah, you're worth my time. There's a lot of narcissistic men on there, a lot of players, and some were just insanely socially awkward, and there's a lot of men on there pretending to be someone that they're not. It's a pain. It's a pain in the butt, okay? I don't have energy for it, and that's why I use LinkedIn. Anyway, so that's about it for today. If there's anything else that you want me to add on, fix, talk about, definitely let me know. And yeah, love you all.